Welcome to Dark Corner. Today I'll be sharing a story of a famous doll. Labubu. Sit back and enjoy this scary coaster ride. Let's begin. They found the doll at a flea market on the edge of town, small, dusty, red-eyed, with a smile sewn so wide it looked almost human. The old woman who sold it stared straight at Emily and whispered, "Don't say her name." Emily laughed, thinking it was a silly sales pitch, paid the woman, and brought the doll home, setting it on a shelf in her bedroom among her collection. That night, she woke at exactly 3:06 a.m. to the sound of tiny footsteps and a cold breath against her cheek. But when she turned on the light, nothing was there. The next morning, the doll had moved, and now sat facing the bed, one hand raised, as if it had waved while she slept. She assumed she forgot where she placed it, until she found her missing earring clenched in its fabric hand. The next night, she dreamed of fire, of a burning orphanage and a little girl screaming the same name over and over again. Labubu. Labubu. When she woke up, her pillow was soaked with ash, and her earring was melted into a twisted black lump. Over the next few days, her phone glitched whenever it pointed at the doll, her cat refused to enter the room, and her mirrors began to crack, always at the edges, like something was watching from the corner's point. One night, she set up a camera, desperate for proof, and what she saw in the footage nearly stopped her heart. At 3:06 a.m., the doll stood up, walked across the floor with jerky, unnatural movements, and leaned over her sleeping face to whisper something. She took it outside to burn it, but the fire refused to touch it. The flames curved around it, like it was protected, or feared. She buried it in a steel box, deep in the forest, but the next morning, it was back on her shelf, still smiling, now holding a lock of her hair. She tried everything: priests, psychics, salt circles, and prayers. But the doll only smiled wider each time someone failed. On the final night, the screams echoed down the block. Neighbors called the police, but by the time they arrived, Emily was gone. No sign of forced entry, no sign of a struggle. Only the doll, Labubu, sitting in the middle of the living room, wrapped in a child's dress, and staring at the ceiling with glowing red eyes. On the mirror behind her, written in blood, were the words, "She lives in me now." And now that you've heard her name, you've invited her in too. So if you hear tiny footsteps tonight, don't open your eyes. Don't say her name again. And above all, don't smile back. If you like my story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel Dark Corner for more amazing haunted stories.